kind of cyclical where, like nobody, like somebody went to your father, and then the movie comes out, but like it seems to be heating up again. Many scenes to Newark and other shows. So like part of what I wanted to go over today, and we talked about this when you were on a few years ago on the podcast, who was Lefty Guns? Who was Lefty Guns to you? Who was he as a grandfather, as a man? And what do people need to know about him?
He was just basically, regardless of whatever he did in the street, because I always feel like a true man, his business should be in the street and not taken home with him.
Yeah.
He was just a total family man. We had values, we had family morals, and family came first. And, a lot of times, I guess maybe I'm grateful and also not too grateful because I guess, I would want him to be around here because my life would be totally different if he was. And, regarding certain situations where, per se, if you're married and things doesn't go right or you're with somebody you wouldn't date, I probably wouldn't have even married my husband if he was around. You know what I'm saying? Like different things just would have taken different terms, and he would have done it in a fashion where I wouldn't have even known about it. Like there would have been no warnings or stuff like that. And I kind of respect that more because I think what you don't know won't hurt you.
Good point. Good point. Now, did you feel, so you knew he was a special guy and you knew he was a little different, and did you feel protected? Like was there always a little, not like cocky, but did you ever feel like, wow, he's got me, and like, not in a bad way?
100%. He gave me not only like my self-worth and to a sense, build me up on that princess status. And then I'm not saying that like in a snobby way, like in other words, don't settle for anything but the best.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and just, always be a lady about it, but don't take shit. You don't need to take shit from anyone because, he always had my back. And, the women in my family are very, very strong. And I think it was just a combination of that, seeing what he went through and also what he taught us. Like he never cursed in front of me. You know what I'm saying? He was very, very charming and great dresser. Yeah. And, at the end of the day, everyone has their own views of what a person like him should be, but it was totally the opposite. Like I said, one of my biggest, fights was he didn't dress like that. That was like putting a knife in my heart, the way that they made him dress like a real schlep, because from our background, like my mom went to FIT, my grandmother was in, the garment business, her mother, when she came from, Ellis Island and whatnot. So it was just a combination of, what took place in that movie, which a lot of people, which I feel like a broken record, don't truly know, is that the book was, bought by the movie company and it was changed. So it was totally different than the actual book. Yeah. So my grandfather did not get killed. He died of cancer. He went to jail for 13 years. And after that 13 years, we spent about 13 months going back and forth to Sloan Kettering.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that was really hard. So the time when he got home, he was sick. He already was diagnosed. I remember visiting him, and it was a bittersweet moment because I'm a total, which some people know if you're close to me, I'm a big, massive fan of Elvis.
Yeah.
So I finally got to go to Graceland, but there was a downside on that because I had to go visit my grandfather in jail over there because now, the family had to break it to us that he got diagnosed with cancer. We didn't know what was going to be. If he was going to be, when was he coming home? What, was he going to make it out of there and whatnot? And you know how the treatment is in jail. It's horrible, it's horrendous. I feel like they didn't know for a very long time before he was diagnosed. I felt like they don't care. They, they want you to die there. They want you to suffer. And that was something that we really didn't have a lot of time with him. So when he came home, right after he passed, that's when the movie came out because he had nobody to revive. Yeah. Oh, no. It was in the making. It was, this was something ready to go. Like they were like, they bought it. It was, I had actually was privy to get the screenplay before that, or the movies, however, what terminology. I worked for a top law firm at the time. And to this day, I felt like I made the wrong decision because everyone thought we got money from the movie. We never did that. It had nothing to do with us. But I actually had the law firm that I work for, we threatened to sue them if they continued to leave my grandmother in there. We were like, we should have just let it be because we would have gotten money because they fucked us anyway with that horrible story. But